Episode 98. We go from flat tires to cliffhangers. Tune in.
You're listening to Between Two Bridges, a business-to-business podcast. With your hosts, Joe Ferranti and Jerry Kenna. Produced by Nathan Kenna. Interviewing entrepreneurs, business operators, and investors. This episode is brought to you by Wash, because laundry shouldn't cost your time. Wash delivers. Sign up at pickupwashdeliver.com. Do the wash. Skip the hassle.
I'm framed in, he's framed in, we're good to go. Episode 98, Between Two Bridges, and we're off. Just like the NFL football season, man. Got to be good for everybody involved. You see every bar is running promotions. They got...
Oh, we started?
Oh, we're in. Oh, we're in, buddy.
Oh, okay, we're live?
Yeah, 98.
Do it live!
Yeah, we're doing it live. In 98 episodes, I'm done introducing you. If you don't know my man Jerry here by now, get on it.
Yeah.
Google him. So... yeah, I mean, I see the buzz, you know.
It's buzzing, we're back.
Yeah, football's back. And it starts like, we film these on Wednesday nights. So like, I told my wife, I was like, I'm better at doing the dishes during football season. I'm better at all the small stuff because I can just put a game on and it's background noise that I enjoy. So, and that's just because I'm a Pirate fan, let's be honest. You know, because like, there's baseball all fucking summer long, but I can't even take it.
You can't watch it.
Yeah, I mean, I want them to do so well because speaking of the economic impact, if the Pirates would do well,
oh yeah,
this town would buzz all year.
I mean, what year was that when they made it? They
13,
went to the wild
14?
card. I worked downtown that year. No, it was before that because I was working downtown. I quit downtown in 12. I went full time in 12.
It was so awesome when they won. I've blacked it out because I was having so much fun.
I feel like it was before that. I think I was still working downtown, but I remember, man, the city rallied, man.
Well, the 13 was the year that I think Cueto dropped the ball and everything. They did well in 12 also.
Okay.
But like, I think it was 13 because I was getting ready to remodel my living room in the Oakmont house, and they were on the road, and I had some friends over, and I think they clinched a wild card spot, and I have a picture of me with like ski goggles on and like blasting champagne in my living room. It was awesome.
The city, I mean, we rallied.
Yeah.
All of a sudden, everybody was a baseball fan again. They were selling out.
Yeah. I mean, so there is a huge economic impact when it comes to sports. Bars, restaurants, shops, you know, everybody that comes into town needs to spend money.
Oh yeah. I mean, there's nothing that bar owners like more than 7 games in a Stanley Cup playoff run. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I mean, every time that opportunity, like we got to experience that in our like late 20s, you know, and you're like, all right, well, I got to work tomorrow. Maybe I'll go out for like the first period, and then I'll get out of there by the end of the second, and then it's the fourth overtime.
Yeah,
and you're like, "What do you mean you're cutting me off?"
Yeah, it never works out that way.
Yeah, I mean, so it's not only is it fun, you know, and for my kids' sake, I hope they get to see some winning in Pittsburgh.
I went to we went up to camp this last weekend, and I went up to the bar. There's a little bar near our camp. We always go there for dinner. And we went sat outside, but you had to go up to the bar to get drinks because it's getting chilly, so they don't have outside service. So you just go up and order, and then you go outside. And this is a funny story. I'm just going to share it.
Well, that's a minor inconvenience for you.
Yeah, it doesn't
That's
matter.
a major inconvenience for me.
Yeah, you're up there a lot. But it's a really cool spot. The food's good. I like him there. So we go there all the time. But so anyway, I was sitting at the bar waiting for my drinks, and this guy's next to me, and he's obviously pretty banged up. And he wasn't being like obnoxious, but he's talking a lot.
Yeah.
And like I wasn't up there enough to be like annoyed by him, but I could tell that like the people around him were kind of annoyed. And the guy that, I don't know if he's the manager, if he owns a place, he's there every time I'm there, but you could tell he was like thoroughly annoyed. And the bartender was talking to him, and the owner manager guy kind of rolled his eyes and walked away. And then the drunk guy goes, hey, you want to do a shot with me? To like the owner.
That's the worst.
You want to do a shot with me? And the bartender goes, dude, he cut you off. And he went, what? Is this water? Like he didn't even know. He didn't even know that the glass in front of him was water. And I was like, I just looked at him and I'm thinking, Jesus Christ, this dude, he's like, oh, okay. I was thinking, man, this guy, he's gone.
Yeah. I always wonder what's going through people like when they get like that. I'm not saying I've never not been like that.
Yeah.
But like I've always known the difference between water and Crown Royal.
Yeah. Like it was just a big glass of water.
Yeah.
And but I thought it was funny, and I took my icy light and my wife's Blue Moon, and I walked back outside and told the funny story outside. I'm like, the guy out there, the guy at the bar. She's like, yeah. I'm like, he got shut off, but he didn't even realize it.
He's 8 waters deep right now.
He's 8 waters deep. He just kept drinking water like it was vodka.
That's a good bar owner.
Mm-hmm.
I love those small town bars.
Mm-hmm.
We have friends of the show that have a small town bar in Marionville, Lucky's Pub.
Mm-hmm.
Shout out.
Yeah.
And I'd be remiss to say that the girls at Kelly, they're just as good in the Kelly Hotel, but they've been trying to sell. So
yeah.
But those small, it's like a vibe, you know.
Mm-hmm. There's little small town bars up like near camps, like those camp areas. It's just a cool spot and cool people, and you know, this place, the food's good, and it's like it's one of those places that's like the only place around. You know, the food's good. You know, it's just we go up there, and it's always a spot like when we go up there on a Friday night, like you don't feel like grilling or doing anything. You get up there on a Friday after work, and it's like let's just go up there. Grab something to eat, and then head to camp, and you know. I
think when there's like one small town bar in an area like that, usually the locals are pretty cool because they don't want to get thrown out.
Yeah,
if they get thrown out, they're fucked.
Yeah, and he was cool with being shut off. He was like, "Oh, okay."
That's funny.
Okay.
Yeah, because he wants to go back tomorrow and get shut off.
Yeah, he's going to go back tomorrow, and he's going to do it again.
Yeah, I mean, we talk about it on here. That's a tough industry as a whole, but. What a shot in the arm they get whenever, like, especially in Pittsburgh, I would say, because major cities, we don't get the tourist traffic, I think, without the sports that other major cities get. You will run into tourists. I mean, obviously, incline and all that shit, but during a run is when it gets hot. And we bring the boom. Like, I'm sure, you know, some of these towns, when the Steelers are coming to town, their bars, they get ready.
Yeah.
They're coming.
I always thought it was funny how, like, every time you go to a vacation area, all over the world, there's always a Pittsburgh bar.
Oh, yeah.
You can always find a Pittsburgh bar somewhere.
If they're not a true Pittsburgh bar, they're going to advertise like they are.
Yeah, they always pretend like they are. Yeah.
So, I mean, when this comes out, Ireland, man, they'll be playing 9:30, which is, I'm in a kerfunkel with this. Because, like, I think I'm getting a little too old for the excuse train where I'm like, oh, the Steelers are playing at 9:30.
Got a drink.
Yeah, I don't know. Like, I haven't been to a lot of golf outings this year, but, like, I don't know how I feel about being a little tuned up at noon.
Yeah, you can't drink all day if you don't start in the morning.
That's right. And I could sleep it off because you could sleep all night. So, yeah, early on, the buzz is back. I mean, high school football is big for these small towns.
Yeah.
So it's got a great economic impact.
Yeah.
Glad to have it back. I'm trying not to give out too much information because we already know the scores of a lot of these games after. But like you see rivalries too, like Pitt and West Virginia. Mm-hmm. And they were talking previous to the game about like they have events where like it's backyard brawl week.
Yeah.
Because like the restaurants are filling up and people are getting into the swing of things. So,
yeah,
my voice is a little hoarse. Back to school flu.
Yeah.
Yeah, kids got me.
Oh
me
my God. Bit. Yeah, my kids are sick. All their friends are sick. It's brutal, man.
Yeah, I'm of the group of like, hey man, if any of my friends' kids are sick at that time of year, come over.
Get them sick now.
Yeah, let's get this organized, get it over with, get it out of the way.
Yeah, it's been brutal already.
Yeah, I think back to like the 6 foot of social distancing and the mask coverings. When your 6-year-old son is sick, you just kind of hold him and let him just cough all over you. It's
get
like
it over with.
Yeah, I'm like, yeah, it is what it is.
Yeah.
So, but we're rebounding through that. Kids have acclimated well to school. Schools communication's different now. With everything. Like if you have a problem and you want to bitch about something, you can instantly bitch to the business owner or the world. And teachers can communicate with people. I mean, it's like wild.
Yeah.
How much information you have about your kids day to day.
Yeah.
So,
well, I'll give a little shout out. Speaking of small business, but not really a small business, I guess. It was a small dealership, but while we were up in camp, my camp's up toward like Meadville. And the Saturday we were up there, I always get up early when we're up at camp. I get up early every day, but so I got up early and went to make coffee. The coffee I had up there was nasty.
they call that mud, dude.
It
doesn't.
When it gets stale, I'm like, I can't do it.
Yeah, Keurigs are key for camp.
Yeah. So I'm like, I gotta run to Walmart or something. So my kids were both up. I'm like, hey guys, let's jump in a truck. We're going to Walmart. So throw the kids in a truck. We drive to Meadville, run into Walmart, grab a couple things, grab some coffee, grab some stuff to grill for lunch, whatever. Get back in the truck, driving down the road in Meadville. I told the kids I'd grab them something at Sheetz to eat for breakfast. Pulling in Sheetz, I noticed that my front left tire on my little gauge thing was low. I'm like, that's
seasonal weather change.
Yeah, but it was just the front left tire. And it was like 30 when all my other tires were like 38. And I'm like, that's not normal. So I pull in and I look and I have a big screw sticking out of the tread of my tire. I'm like, oh shit. So it's like, I don't know, a little after 9 on Saturday. So I think, you know what? I think there's a Chevy dealer right here.
Oh, no shit.
So I'm thinking, I wonder if they have a service department open on a Saturday. So I called them and I talked to this girl named Stacy and I said, hey, listen, I'm at the Sheetz. I'm up here for the weekend. I have a 25 Silverado. I have a screw in my tire. Is there anybody there that can plug this tire today? She's like, yep, bring it. I'll take care of it for you. I'll get it taken care of. I'm like, all right. I said, I'm at Sheetz. I have my kids with me. I'm going to grab them a sandwich. I'll be right over.
It's a Chevy dealer?
It's a Chevy dealer. Community Chevrolet. I'm going to give them a shout out.
Community Chevrolet. Awesome. Whenever you called, that light on the wall they have and the bell, it all rang because they were like, Kenneth's calling.
Yeah. So I ran in. I got them a breakfast sandwich because I told them, I'm like, listen, we got to go to the Chevy dealer because I looked in their hours and the service department's only open till noon. And they're not open on Sundays, obviously.
Yeah.
So I'm like, I'm glad that this happened now.
Right. These vehicles don't have spares now.
No. I mean, well, my truck has a spare, but like that means that I got to change a tire on the side of 79 on Sunday when I'm driving home.
Yeah.
Like, I don't want to deal with that. So I'm like, I'm glad I figured this out now. We got to get this taken care of now. Like, this is my window of opportunity. So I'm like, hey, kids, we're going to sit at the Chevy dealer, getting this taken care of. So got them a sandwich, drove over to the Chevy dealer, pulled in. She's like, yeah, no problem. Just, check me in, took my keys. We were there for, 35, 40 minutes. Took me out, took my truck in the back, patched the tire, brought it back. I walk up with my card figuring, I was figuring 50, 80 bucks, $100, something like that. She's like, no charge for today. Don't worry about it. Gave me an invoice, $0 due, sent me on my way. Plugged the tire. She gave me the bolt that was sticking out of my tire, dude. She's like, our service, the guys in our service department, she said that they've never seen anything this big coming out of a tire.
That's crazy.
She's like, and you have like I mean, my truck, I have a ZR2, so it's like knobby ass tires. Like for that to come out of, for anything to hit, even go through my tire, it was a serious freaking bolt.
Yeah, it's
so
nuts.
They took care of it and got me back on the road, got me back home safe, did a great job. So a little shout out to Community Chevrolet in Meadville. They took care of me, didn't even charge me. It was great. I'm just glad I realized it when I did, because I'd have been changing a tire on the side of 79.
Or doing it the Sunday morning at camp.
Yeah, or just laying in the dirt at camp, changing the tire.
Yeah, well, years ago, we have an old timer that goes to our camp, right? We're going up for deer camp, and he gets up in the morning, the battery's dead in his truck, and he's got to go get a battery, and he just got 4 new tires. And it was just like a hard year to get to camp. Sometimes you have those years. Dude, I wake up Saturday morning, we're going to get ready to go somewhere. Me and my buddy walk out, and we're looking at Vern's truck, and I'm like, who's going to tell him he's got a flat tire? Like, after all this shit to get there. And so we had to take it off, take it somewhere to get fixed.
Yeah.
Yeah, good
but
service is hard to find, dude.
It is.
When you get it, you appreciate it.
Yeah. And I don't think, I mean, I asked around to a couple like clients and friends of mine, like, is it normal for a place to not charge you to patch a tire? And it is not common.
No.
And
especially if you're from out of town.
Yeah,
there's no repeat business opportunity there.
No, they know that I'm not from around there. They know I'm a couple hours away. They know that I'm not going to get my truck service there. That was just a courtesy. They took care of me, and so I made sure I left them a good Google review. And
what's funny too is you called ahead, and you probably weren't expecting anything special.
No,
you figure what the hell I'm gonna do. So like it's a two-way street. They probably appreciated you being cool.
Yeah,
so it's good. I try to you try to go above and beyond for all your customers.
Yeah. But
it sucks that there's so many people out there that you could go all the way to the top and they don't give a shit.
Right.
There's a sense of entitlement.
Right.
In this world that we live in.
Yeah. I didn't expect
free.
I certainly didn't expect free.
Not at a dealership.
Hell no. No. All I expected was for them to fix it correctly. And they did. And, but I was, ready to pay for it. I just wanted to get home safe, and I didn't really want to have to lay in the dirt and change a tire. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah. And the other thing, to be honest with you, the biggest pain in the ass all that would have been, if you got the jack out, you can never get that fucker back in, right?
Yeah, no.
It's never going back in the box.
I know.
It's going to be rolling around in your back seat until you get rid of that truck.
Yep.
Knowing you, though, you'd have been like, fuck it. 2026 are coming out in 3 weeks. I get it.
Nah, I love my truck. I think...
is that your favorite truck you've ever had?
Yeah. Yeah, that's my favorite one ever. And the last one I had was my favorite up until this one. But I don't regret getting rid of it for this one. This one beat it.
That's even my truck. I don't drive it very often. But it is so nice to just have a truck you don't give a fuck about.
Yeah, I don't... That's not the way this is.
Yeah,
I care a lot about it. But.
I get that. But that luxury of just having that truck sit there and be like, what do I got to do? If I can throw it in there and we'll deal with it.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah.
Thank you for listening. And now a brief word from our sponsor. You've got a full plate. Kids, meetings, workouts, side hustles. There's better things to do than laundry. Introducing Wash, laundry reimagined for the modern world. Schedule your pickup in seconds via the convenient web app. Wash picks up your clothes, cleans with care, and brings them back fresh and ready to wear. But it's more than garments. From bedding and table linens to shoes, hats, purses, and more. Wash handles all your life's fabric, leaving you more time to do you. Visit pickupwashdeliver.com and see how convenient it can be to do the wash. And now, back to the show.
So what else is going on here at Landmark?
Nothing, man. It's just it's been a little bit of a busy time. We're working on finishing up annual reports. Pennsylvania annual reports for LLCs are due in the next week or so, and wrapping those up.
That's the one the federal said.
No, it was 2 separate ones. They all came out at the same time, so it caused a little bit of confusion. The feds came out with one, and then Trump killed that unless it's a foreign-owned business. And
Are you looking at me some sort of way? Do I got to do something?
No, I took care of yours. You're done. But no, the state, a lot of states have them. It's just an annual report you have to file. Pennsylvania adopted one starting in 2025. They charge $7 per year. You basically just have to make sure that you update your information, tell it who the business owners are, who's in charge, things like that. Update your information. It's not a big process. It's just we're charging $100 to do it. It's not a huge time commitment, but it is a time commitment for us to do them for everybody. So that's why we're charging. So we're going through and doing them and making sure everybody stays compliant. The risk that you end up with if you don't do them is that you could potentially lose your name, your LLC.
Yeah, and it's funny with the state, like they do these things and there's compliancy issues and you got to do them, and then some people might not do them, and then like the backlash for it might not be for 18 months.
Right.
And then you got to go back and do last year's and this year's. So
yeah.
Better to just
get it done.
Get it done.
And you know what? And there's a lot of people that are aggravated about it, and I get it. And it's an annual money grab. I get that. But at the same time, there's states that charge $25 or $50. There's states that charge much higher tax rates to businesses and things like that. I mean, listen,
there's local economy, local districts.
Yeah, there's local municipalities that charge ridiculous state
they call
taxes.
It a luxury tax.
Luxury taxes or business privilege taxes or mercantile taxes. I mean, there's a lot of ways that local governments and state governments try to, fuck over business owners. And trust me, I have my share of gripes with the state of Pennsylvania as far as the Department of Revenue and the Department of State, Department of Labor. This is really probably low on the list, to be honest with you. It's not, it sucks. It's a pain in the ass, and I wish they didn't do it. But at the same time, it could be worse.
It's like job security, bro.
I mean, it's been good for us. I mean,
the custodian wishes the kids didn't fucking clog the toilet, but
at least it's keeping them busy.
Right.
Yeah, I mean, it gives us something else to do, I guess. Clients lean on us to do it, but we're busy anyway. So we're getting those wrapped up, and
on my front, we've talked about it in nauseum at like episode 2 mark through like 48 mark about getting the plant done. And now when this airs, we'll be up and operational for a little over a year now. But we're starting to look at other ways to generate like a little bit quicker revenue, I guess you could say. So there's some markets that I thought that we were able to like get into that just aren't really obtainable from our business model. So before we got on air, we talked about like getting into it a little bit, and we're potentially seeking out a retail location. Might be a front. Wait, I shouldn't have said that on air. No.
So we did talk about this, and I know that we talked about the idea that, you kind of bailed on the idea of retail, and there are definitely ups and downs to a retail location. And the big downside to your previous retail location was that it was astronomically expensive.
Right.
So the retail location we're looking at is not nearly that.
It's not that percent.
Right. And, there's a big difference. A retail location on McKnight Road is a very expensive retail location, and it's not necessary.
Yeah, you're in like a big boys world out there.
Yeah, it's just not, and it really wasn't worth it, to be honest with you. You could generate that kind of revenue at a much lesser expensive place. And the other thing too is that I think that,
sorry to cut you off. One of the things that wore me out there was the fluctuation of clientele. Like when you're saying all that stuff about McKnight Road, like I think they think I'm like I was like a kiosk for their convenience. So like people would come in and they would go to Staples and they get same day printing, and it was kind of like there was no real culture there. Like there was no real feel of business.
So let me ask you this, because we haven't really talked about the process that the system that you would develop in this place. How do you develop, because you're not, we didn't really talk about, we talked about talking about this on the episode, but we didn't talk about what you're willing to share on the episode. So sorry if I overshare, but how are you going to prevent, I mean, this facility, this retail location is not going to have a production facility attached to it. You're still going to be, it's basically going to be a pickup and drop off location. How are you going to be able to prevent people from requesting and demanding same day service there?
So I've always thought that when I went and bought Doro on McKnight, that the previous owner was like every other operator and owner in this business. Like, they're going to be there till 2. They're taking everything. They're taking like everything just because they can make a buck. But when you look at it analytically, you're not really making a buck. It's actually costing you $10 to kind of, so like if you train the customers from day one, like if you could do this all over again and you just did it all online, then your customers would know. But now they have the option to come in and see Jerry.
Yeah.
So like we kind of had a punt, you know, like, and as a football season's upon us, I kind of had to punt to get away from it, or else I'd have just been recirculating those same people.
It's hard to educate your current customer base.
Right.
Yeah. So
that would be an educate. That would be.
Will you be able to do like a 24-hour turnaround?
Yeah. So like what we've done in other facilities when like I worked for my parents was like if it was in by 11, you could have it back the next day by like 1, because that gives your driver time to pick it up in the afternoon and take it back to the plant. Now I wouldn't be so lax on that. My thing would be like if I'm gonna go and pick up the clothes there and I'm gonna be there at 8 to pick up the clothes, it needs to be there at like first thing in the morning or you miss the bus. Or, you know what I mean? Or it needs to be there by 6 p.m. today to be back by 6 p.m. tomorrow. It'd be a true 24-hour turnover. So like, and I think that's one of the things that like, when you're there, you're like, what's one more, you know? So now you just one more yourself until 9:30 at night. Mm-hmm. And then everybody suffers, you know, like not everybody, me, my wife, my kids, you know, and yeah, you can make money, but like,
at what cost?
Yeah, I think like to make an extra $100, you think, oh, it's $100. And if you did that 5 days a week, it's $500 a year, and you know, so on and so forth. But I think if you look at it now, how I look at it, it's different. Like it's about offering a quality service for a reasonable price in a reasonable amount of time on both ends.
Yeah.
I mean, the turnaround time at our potentially new retail space, I'm not gonna put myself under the gun for you. Like I have, you know, 2,200 delivery customers are willing to wait a week. If they know that going into it, they're fine. But like if your garbage man just showed up on Tuesday this week and Thursday next week and Monday the following week, you're like, well, what the fuck? You know, if people can get scheduled, like I know that I drop it off at Wash. If I drop it off on this Tuesday, I know it'll be back by next Tuesday and I'll be ready for the wedding on that Saturday. But you need to educate your customers. They need to know how it works. And if you're always like moving the goalpost, because I always just make the excuse, under promise, over deliver. Well, the only person that was really over delivering every time was me, because my customers, they were over promising and under delivering. They'd say, I'll be there at noon. They'd come in at 3. I'm like, it's fucking Saturday. The fuck are you doing? Like, I'm here for you, but like, I made $20 and kept the boiler on for an extra hour. It cost me $20.
Right.
So I think it was more of like the aha moment was like, maybe retail wasn't the problem. Maybe like sometimes your employees aren't the problem. Maybe sometimes the business owner's the problem.
Yeah.
And like, so we're really.
I think a lot of times the business owner is the problem.
100% of the time.
Yeah.
You know, because like a bad employee, you trained him wrong, right? Mm-hmm. And we talked about like payroll, yeah, that adjusts when you start opening other places. But you need to raise the expectations of the people that you have working for you. If you let them coast, they will coast.
Yeah.
If you give them the right tools to succeed, they will succeed, you know? And like far too many times, employees sink businesses. And way more than that though, the owner will sink the business.
Yeah.
So, because like I was at this auction, right? or online auction, and it was a major company. I mean, over $300 million invested. And the board of directors sank that company. It wasn't the employees that were working there. They start fudging some numbers and start bringing in like insane amounts of capital, and it needs to be spent a certain way. And they just fucked it all up. And it was a U.S. bankruptcy auction. Like, they passed judgment on this company. And I mean, they had everything you could ever think of, and 6 of them. Like, I'm not just talking like stuff we use. It's stuff like you would use around the house. Like, you have a maintenance shed, you have 1 set of screwdrivers, right? They lose a screwdriver. This company just bought fucking 10 more sets of screwdrivers. And it was all from Uline. That was my biggest gripe with them. They paid for all them fucking catalogs we get. Because someone's paying for them catalogs. You get a Uline catalog?
Yeah.
Do you get a Uline catalog? If you have 4 businesses, you get 8 Uline catalogs a year. And they're expensive. I mean, they're fucking thick. So we went through this whole auction process. It was unique to see, like, this company had to be on top of the world at one point.
Yeah.
And then as like a small business owner, I'm like, I wouldn't have bought any of that shit. Like, an auction, I'm going to try to buy it. But like,
right.
If I needed something, I wouldn't have bought like all this shit. And that's what got me thinking the other day. It was like, if you sit and just rest on your laurels and like money coming in, like that money's going to dry up someday.
Mm-hmm.
And then they might not have wanted to fudge the numbers. They just got into a position where they had to.
Mm-hmm.
So, I mean, if you don't fucking grow, you die.
Yeah, so I think there might be a move in this. I mean, it's kind of the old school model, even with dry cleaning, where you expand into retail locations where there would just drop off and delivery in certain neighborhoods, but with the goal in mind to do something that we've talked about in the past, where they eventually convert over to unmanned locations,
right,
where you educate those customers into unmanned locations, or partially unmanned locations where they have limited personnel hours. And that is also explained to the customers that there's actual people there from this time to this time, but you can drop off your stuff 24/7, and there's a locker system there in those times, so that your customers that are tech savvy or work odd hours or need to drop something off at a time where there isn't somebody there, they can do it themselves.
Right. And I think that was like what was lost in this. I thought everybody thought like I was like, oh, we're going to advance and this is going to advance. But it doesn't advance without someone taking the time to do, like, educate someone on how to advance. So if we can do like a hybrid in this new location, it's going back to training the customers. Like, yeah, we're here. We'll have someone here from like 8 to 5. But like on McKnight Road, it was like people would call and be like, I'm on McKnight Road. I'll be there in 5 minutes. Can you wait for me? Well, now, yeah, we can wait for you. But this is McKnight Road. If it's November, it could be 55 minutes by the time you get here. So it was like, we weren't handcuffed. I think what I thought is I was handcuffed from having a physical location. And then over the last 13 months, I realized I wasn't handcuffed by having that location. I was handcuffed by the high rent and the uneducated consumer. And like over the last week, I'm like, I know where my head's at, but like, you can't make a Facebook post and expect everybody to understand where your head's at. It's almost like you have to take the horse to water and teach them how to drink again. You have to redefine what your business model is. And that's educating the customer on how your system works. Right.
And maybe a retail location will do that. And almost to the point where maybe you take an entire wall inside this retail location and you print it. And here's how this works.
Right.
And you can talk to the person behind the window, or you can use this wall of lockers, or you can download the app and schedule a home delivery.
Right.
And now they are like, oh, I can have all 3 of these options, and I can do this from home.
Yeah.
You know, and have a weekly pickup and delivery. I don't even have to come here. You know, now all of a sudden,
yeah. I mean, you can convert customers.
Convert customers, and then you're picking up home delivery customers from it.
Because in our industry, like for 100 years, it's been the 3,000 square foot, the 6,000 square foot building. You got the chemicals, you got all this going on in there. People walk in, they tell you how hot it is, and like, all this shit. And it's like, those places closed down because it wasn't working. And when those places went away, I thought, I don't want to be one of those places.
Yeah. So why not make small, comfortable, beautiful,
right,
little
and
drop
if you
off
look at
and
Europe,
pickup locations?
That's the way it is.
And then you have your plant that manages all of the actual work, and all you have is these basic little kiosk kind of places,
right,
that people come in, and it's just comfortable little. I mean, dude, I'm talking like you could make it like premium. Fucking put a Keurig in there and make it like a comfortable little place where people can come in.
That's the way it is in Europe. They're like Wi-Fi cafes with drop off.
Yeah, and make it so that it's a nice place for people to come in the morning and drop off their laundry and have a conversation. And it's a nice, comfortable, like beautiful place. And it's not the dingy dry cleaning place that everybody's used to.
Right. And that's like where my head was at. I was like, maybe, if you don't learn and you don't grow, you die.
Yep.
So like maybe what I was trying to run from, I ran from successfully, right?
There's no other dry cleaning chain in Pittsburgh with that type of feel to it.
Yeah, they all have the same, you walk in, they got the conveyor.
Yeah.
And like, there's a lot of drop stores, and like they all try to like come up with the times, but like they're all owned and operated by people in their mid 60s that are like, they don't really understand the times. And landlords run from dry cleaners like a lot because they think, oh my God, but it's like, we're not doing anything there, but it just.
And you could, if you're going to negotiate with it, you're literally not doing anything there. It's literally just a.
Yeah, we're taking dirty clothes out and bringing clean clothes in.
Yeah, there's no actual laundry going to be done on the premises.
Right. And like, I keep thinking about all the other options for like doing these lockers somewhere else, but no one wants to take up the space in their space without seeing a proof of concept.
Right.
And like, maybe I share too much on air, but like, I'm way ahead of everybody else on that. Like, because I've made so much of an investment in these, and it's like, it falls on deaf ears. Like, I'm talking to major universities that are like, maybe. And it's like, if I could tell them like, hey, give me
come
an
look at these.
Yeah, come have a cup of coffee. Let me show this to you in action. It doesn't work if I show it to them at the plant, because the plant's still the hot place. It's clean, it's nice. But it's different. Like, they're like, well, why would I put it in here if I could just hand it to you right there? It's like, no, we're just trying to build a concept here, And
so I think that's actually a really good idea.
Yeah. So that's where like I said before we got on air, I said, man, I'm gonna eat some crow pie for this one, because I think I have a newspaper article stating that retail's dead and Jeff Bezos isn't opening an Amazon store anytime soon. But I also don't have Jeff Bezos' marketing budget, and like I don't have his tech company behind him. And I also have a business article out about in 2020 of how the dry cleaning business was in a resurgence period and COVID hit. So I've been wrong in the newspaper before, and I've been wrong on this podcast before. But like, you start looking at what we got going on, and you're like, this isn't going the way I thought it was going to go. So
I've been wrong.
Yeah. I kind of like being wrong sometimes.
It happens.
Humbles you a little bit. And when good spaces come up for availability, my biggest fear with all that is like the next week, your competitor's in there. You're like, fuck. Like, man, look at all these people. Or, hey, Mrs. Jones, where have you been? Oh, this really cute, fancy place moved in down the street from me. And it's just one of those things. You got to sometimes pull the trigger. So my kids are getting older. We're not going to sign a long enough lease they can work there. But if we renew it, they can work there.
Yeah, but if you end up owning one of the largest dry cleaning brand chains in the country, that'd be nice.
Yeah, that'd be fun. And having someone else do all the cleaning, that'd be real fun.
We can get there, bud.
Yeah. I mean that's always been the goal. It's not to be, my goal has never been to be the biggest dry cleaner in Pittsburgh. My goal is to really do what I want to do, how I see it, and help other dry cleaners. Like, I don't want to make all their money, but I don't want to sell them a book telling them how to do it. I want to sell them a program that works. You know, I want to be the Girl Scout cookies of the fucking dry cleaning world, you know, which isn't a bad thing to be, because those fuckers sell.
Mm-hmm.
And you do it with your software, and it's hard because my software company is really good. And there's a lot of software in our business. But I think what happens is when you're the only one that thinks like this, it's hard.
Yeah.
Because they're like, well, why wouldn't you just advertise for like $20 comforters, and then you could do, you know, another $12,000 in comforters? Like, I don't want to do that. I want a system that like can literally run itself.
Right.
That's what we're working on. So
I think I like it.
yeah.
I have another idea I was thinking about today or the other day, but I'm not going to share it online. I'm on the air. I'm going to talk to you about it off air because I don't think it's ready yet. It's something we've never talked about before.
Oh boy.
It's something that I was listening to. Actually, I was thinking about it. I was listening to our episode that dropped today, and it's something that popped in my head, and I want to talk to you about it.
Oh boy. That'll be good. We'll let
It
you
might
know. Yeah, I mean, it's that time of year, man. I'm so focused in on like shit that like, and I think what happened was honestly is like, we came up on that 1 year and I started looking at the numbers and I'm like, we're kind of stagnant right now. And as a business owner, you can't be stagnant. And there was a couple opportunities to do a couple things over the last 6 months that like I thought were going to be home runs. And then I'm like, I'm swinging and missing right now. I got to figure something out.
Yeah.
So that's where I'm at. So, but yeah, we just keep plugging though. The worst thing that happens, I live there.
Yep. That's it.
You know, you sign a lot of like small leases and you're never homeless. You just
That's right. Just live there.
like, well, this one's running out this week. We'll
Yeah.
go down the road.
Yeah.
So
Exactly.
keep them all in my school district so the kids don't have to adjust. They're good. Anybody that's a landlord in that school district is like, wait, we're going to vet this motherfucker.
Mm-hmm.
So it's going to be fun. And I think it was funny when driving here, I was thinking like, holy fuck, we're going to do another 100 episodes. But this one's going to be fast. This will be, after this airs, we might be like if it goes well, we'll be like 2 weeks from grand opening, which I don't know that many people in Aspen. My wife does. We'll have a grand opening party.
Did we just announce where it's going to be?
Yeah, I talked about where it was before.
Oh, you did?
Yeah, I think I actually gave the exact location.
Did you?
We were talking about Spa.
Oh, we did.
Our editor can just beep. Yeah, because this isn't going to hold up in court if I don't sign. They'll be like, you signed the lease? I'm like, on what?
Yeah.
On fucking 3 beers on between 2 bridges?
New phone, who dis?
Yeah, it is. So, but yeah, man. Love you, bud.
Till next time.
Till next time.
Thank you for listening to Between Two Bridges, a business-to-business podcast. Find and follow us on your preferred podcast streaming platform. Like and subscribe, and leave us a rating and review. You can join us socially on Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, and X. You can email the show at info@betweentwobridgespodcast.com. Until next time, make it till you rake it.
We can talk about the U.S. Open, too. Nah, I'm just fucking with you.